lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. And welcome inside Venerable Dombrowski Fieldhouse, where tonight the PreP and Full Court PreP welcomes in UAD, the only team to knock off the Eaglets. A couple of top five teams going at it. My name's Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. We've got one of the best games in the state here tonight in Orchard Lake. It's the Eaglets, it's the Cubs, always a Central Division battle that's worth watching.
Yeah, when these two teams match up, I mean, we've seen them doing it in the finals for the Catholic League. We saw them do it in this gym last year where it got a little slippery and a little wet and they had to postpone the game. It was in two parts. It's always a fun matchup when these two teams get together. Supreme athletes on both sides.
The first time they matched up back on the 18th of December, 60-55, the Cubs took care of business at home in Detroit against the Eaglets in a game that Blyden and Johnson and the guys that are at the head of it again for the Cubs. The lone standout highlight is no more Sonny Wilson. His eligibility's expired. The Cubs miss him, but they're looking at a strong season so far in a top five team.
Listen, anytime you can hand St. Mary's their only L, that means you're a powerful team and you could do some damage no matter who you're playing against. And I think they're looking to do it again here tonight inside of Orchard Lake's own gym and put the state on notice. Hey, you may call this a top five matchup, but we're the top team in that matchup.
Both teams have wins over Rice in their last matchup. It was a win on Tuesday for UAD against Rice at Regina High School, of all places. 56-50, UAD took care of Rice. Meanwhile, St. Mary's last win was last Sunday against Brother Rice as well. The Eaglets took care of business, a 19-point win. Rice has lost 4 straight after starting so hot, but both these teams really looking primed and ready to go at it tonight. It's going to be a dandy. Both teams coming off high wins.
Yeah, and when you look up the matchups tonight, I mean, where do you want to start? We were talking before the game, and one of the secret sauce matchups of this game may be the big men. You got Sebastian Randolph, big number 25. He was injured last year. He's a guy with quick feet, solid hands, and he's going to go up against Jordan Savory. And when they play against each other, it's going to be big on big. And Savory's another guy, didn't play last year.
Right.
Quick feet, good hands, football scholarship type guy. So watching those two match up tonight may be the deciding factor in this game, but there's so many other players we got to talk about too, like that guy, Trey McKinney.
Trey McKinney, a top 12 player in the country, class of 2025. As you see right there, getting loose. Trey putting up 21 a game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and really just doing his thing. He spearheads this offense, but there's others. Sherrod Barnes has come on, Division I offers for Sherrod. Daniel Smythe, the senior, a heady kid, an Ivy type.
Lowering the shoulder.
I can't hear much.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Welcome back to Dombrowski Fieldhouse in Orchard Lake, Michigan. Chad Bush and Sam Stick Day. It's the Eaglets taking on UAD, a top 5 matchup in the state of Michigan. These two teams again playing for the second time this year. UAD won by 5 at home last ball game. We talked about Trey McKinney and his ability and what he's been able to do. But Sherrod Barnes, Daniel Smythe, the senior Andrew Smith, the senior Mason Wisniewski, and then the additions this year with Hines, and you mentioned Jaden Savory. This St. Mary's team is maybe as good as they've ever had, perhaps since all the way back to that 2000 team.
Yeah, when you look at them on paper, they are deep. You know, you just brought up Zip Hines, and last game, you know, he had a killer crossover against Catholic Central. That was actually 2 games ago. That got him some highlight reels. I was seeing that on some national clips, which was pretty cool to see, and I saw him commenting on Instagram underneath it. And there you see Sherrod Barnes warming up, taking that 3-point shot, which has really been a part of his game. But there's Zip Hines at the free throw line practicing right there, and then big number 31 in your screen to the left. That is Jaden Savory, the guy I was talking about earlier, who has been a dominant big man for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and really a surprise coming off last year.
He has. He was a basketball guy until he picked up a football last spring and got himself a handful of high major offers. Marshall the last to offer him. Purdue also, I think, today, and a lot of others have. Michigan State. Ho-hum.
Yes.
They just continue to pile in. Meanwhile, the Cubs are not short of talent themselves. The Eaglets will have their hands full against one of the state's best. And Pat Donnelly, the head coach in his 16th year, is their bench boss. Todd Covert in his 9th year, 92 graduate of St. Mary's. This is a special night for other reasons as well. This is honoring the 1994 St. Mary's basketball team that went all the way to the state championship game and lost a heartbreaker against Granville Calvin Christian. And we're going to bring back and try to get guys on the air, but they will honor guys like Dave Bones, Diallo Johnson, Chad Abule, Kylo Jones, list goes on and on, Aaron Miller, Kyle Baldwin, Tim Harrington, Tom Nash, TJ Zawicki, Neil Parker. I mean, we'll get to all these guys, but it was a memorable team, and I know this was an impactful team on your youth as well, as this was a team you looked up to.
Yeah, I was in 8th grade this year, and that was the year that St. Mary's appeared on my map in Walled Lake, because I was set to go to Walled Lake Western, and then all of a sudden I start seeing this St. Mary's team. I attend a couple games, and the energy was just too much. I had to attend this school.
We'll take a timeout. We'll meet the starters next from Orchard Lake and Dombrowski Fieldhouse. We're getting set for a classic. It's the Eaglets and the Cubs coming up right after this.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Every morning, I woke up with stabbing pain in my feet. Plantar fasciitis, the doctor called it. All I know is it really hurt. One visit to Fix My Feet today and the pain was gone. And even better, the custom arch supports I got worked in all my shoes.
Don't wait. End your foot pain now. Call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in for a free consultation.
My time to shine. He took over. He got it. Splash.
And that will put some gauze on it.
Thought they were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening. Just a good time.
It was still there.
stand up for Lorne Bowman II. That boy can sing. How about it? He's related to the Winans, and you can hear it in his vocals. Time to meet the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. We'll start first with the visitors from University of Detroit Jesuit, the Cubs, who come in 10-2 overall, 3-2 in the Central Division, the best league in the state of Michigan. Leroy Blyden Jr., he is their point guard. He's a combo guard. He's really good. He's a Division I prospect, and he's going to start everything for the Cubs tonight. Ryan Hatcher, a shooter, a guy they really trust on that perimeter, and they'll rely on him to knock some shots down tonight and play some solid defense. David Herron, the other guard. Xavier Johnson, the fourth guard, and he's a good one, maybe their second best player, and a Division I prospect as well. Sebastian Randolph is in the middle, big boy, 6'7", 280, and he will have a fun matchup against Jaden Savory. Pat Donnelly is the head coach in his 16th season. He's from Rocky River, Ohio, and he's had some coaching stints in Division I basketball as well as in the WNBA. State title appearance to Donnelly's credit against Amani Bates back a handful of years ago. And now for the Eaglets of Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Most have in the top 5 in the state of Michigan, both these teams. Sherrod Barnes at the point guard spot, the junior, with Division I offers really starting to grow up and do some great things. Daniel Smythe, the senior, shooting guard, Ivy League prospect. Great kid in the classroom as well. Trey McKinney, one of the school's leaders. Student council, does it all. One of the top players in the country. He's got over 38, 39. Who can keep up with Trey McKinney's offers? He's one of the best players for the Eaglets. Andrew Smith, a senior, uncommitted, has Division II offers, and they like Smitty, a super glue guy that does everything plus. Jaden Savory's in the middle. Savory's a high major football prospect. Wasn't trying to play football. Jermaine Gonzalez, the athletic director and football coach, said, hey, you want to try football? Yeah, why not? And he's got a fistful of high major offers, and he'll man the middle for St. Mary's. Chad Bush and Sam Stickday with you. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. And Savory to jump it up against Xavier Johnson. You ready for this one, my man?
I am so ready. And it's interesting right off the tip. You got a 6'7" guy that's not taking your tip off for UAD. That just shows you that Xavier Johnson can jump out of the gym.
And he proves your point and wins that jump. Here come the Cubs right to left in the gray uniforms. Around this man-to-man St. Mary's defense. Maybe the best part of the Eaglets this year has been that defense. It's been sticky. Down low in the paint, this is Herron. UD coming off a win against Rice back on Tuesday night, 56-50 at a neutral site. Having lost to Rice their 4th straight. There's that sticky defense. Daniel Smythe to check Leroy Blyden, one of their top ball scorers. Again, no Sonny Wilson this year. He's gone and doing great things for the Toledo Rockets. Right wing 3, Splash City. That's Ryan Hatcher, the senior, and that's what he does really well.
Yeah, that's what I have in my notes here right next to it, sniper. And that's exactly what he did to get UAD on the scoreboard there. And that was a good defensive possession by Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Shut down a couple drives, but that sniper, he hit his shot.
Cubs up 3-0. Mid-range jump shot from Sherrod is no good. Quick shot. Here come the Cubs after the rebound from Herron. And that's an offensive foul. Blyden doesn't agree with it, but Sherrod got shoved, and Leroy got busted for it.
Yeah, Sherrod Barnes, one of the best on-the-ball defenders in the state, but here you get a nice look at the dish and the three-point shot by U of D. And Sherrod Barnes, one of the best defenders in the state. He's going to fight through those screens. He's going to create contact, and sometimes those get called the opposite way.
Savory at that left elbow against Sebastian. Smythe hits the deck. Randolph hits the deck. Savory hits the deck, and the call's on the biggest boy on the floor, Sebastian.
That's his second already in this game. So they're going to have to bring in Jaden Garwood off the bench, and that's a big thing. We highlighted that matchup early on. For him to catch those early 2 fouls, that's a big deal. We'll see how that plays out.
Stay tuned. Trey, long corner right, twist turns. The Eaglets are 0 for 2 from the floor. Cubs lead 3-0 on the 3-run shot. No, I'm just kidding. Hatcher crossing over Smitty. Baseline running by Johnson. And that was tapped out of bounds by active hands. Down by that St. Mary's student section.
Look a little dressed up tonight over there.
Yeah, what do they got? What's the theme? Is this like I don't know, snappy casual? Boys are looking good. Right wing 3, Hatcher, no. Over the back, and that is not a foul. Instead, they'll choose to give it back to the Eaglets.
And I like that call by the official. It'll be a touchy foul. Just give them the possession. No harm done.
That's it.
But Jaden Savory has been very active on the defensive end with tips and moving around, guarding multiple guys on possessions.
Savory, who's gone for 18 a couple times this year. Trey weaving his way and draws the foul. And that's going to go on Garwood, who replaced Sebastian Randolph. And so that position, now they're going to give it to Xavier Johnson. I apologize. Can you see that one more time, Alex? Sorry. Trey line right. And, yeah, they got the first foul. They might have fouled him twice. Thank you, sir. Trey misses the free throw.
Yeah, but if you're UAD, foul trouble is already becoming an issue. You're 3 deep, so that means 2 more. St. Mary's is shooting 2 every time they get the ball with the new rule in high school basketball.
5 fouls in a quarter, and you're shooting 2 free throws. No more 1-and-1. Trey had 20 points, 9 rebounds against De La Salle, and the Eaglets 54-40 win. There's a pick and a steal. That's the big boy Savory on the run. Spins, twists, turns, and lays it in. That is Jaden Savory.
That's something we really haven't seen out of Jaden Savory, though. Ripping down a steal and leading the break, taking it one-on-one.
And that's why he's one of the better athletes.
He's had super active hands on this defensive end so far in this game.
Yep, multi-sport love. Left-hand jump shot's pretty but short. Sherrod on the run. Eaglets looking for their first lead. Smythe to Trey, 4-3, Splash City. And the Eaglets are doubling up the Cubs on a 6-0 run.
That was a great drive by Smythe and finding Trey McKinney on the corner.
Rip drive, Blyden shot, no, but a whistle and a foul. And that'll send Leroy Blyden, number 2, to the line left. This is one of the quickest, efficient players. Kind of reminds you a little of Sonny, doesn't he?
A little bit, yeah. The way he moves and how fast he is. There you get a nice look at Trey McKinney's 3-point shot in the corner. But, yeah, so far, for the 3 possessions that U of D has had, that's probably the smoothest possession with him being able to take Smith to the hole.
Blyden up and good. Eaglets by 1, just under 5 to go. St. Mary's shooting 2 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 1 from downtown. The Cubs 1 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 2 from distance. Savory shows he's open, and he blew the bunny. And a great effort by Blyden, but he couldn't save it. And Todd Covert not happy with Savory not finishing.
Yeah, he had all the time in the world and a beautiful move, just kind of forced it up there, and then you get caught pushing the defender out of bounds. That's a rough offensive possession for Jaden Savory.
UAD's 2 losses are to CC and Rice. They've avenged that loss to Rice already with a win their last time out back on Tuesday. Trey, long corner left, duck in, good. And he schooled Xavier Johnson there. Can add him to the list.
He's just so tough. You gotta go for that pump fake because you know he can make that shot.
Rushed shot, no. Sherrod leads the break, pulls it back, and sets it up. Trey wants it. Baseline spin. Reed first. Good with a left hand. That's Trey McKinney. And the kid, the man-child, heating up. He's got 8.
Well, you could tell anytime he gets a defender down low and is able to post him on that block, he's just big, strong, and fast and can get to the rim. And he's got so many ways to finish.
Deceptive speed. That burst is something. Smythe to cover up Hatcher. A couple of three-point shooters going at it here. High ball screen. Smythe got smacked, and that three is off. Bugsy fights through it. Trey on the run. Hop, skip, jump, lost it. And the throw ahead to Johnson, and the lay-in good. And that, my friends, is a 4-point swing. Sherrod crossover to the hole. Hot knife through butter, wasting no time. And the action's starting to pick up, partner.
Yeah, it is fast and furious basketball. You see a crossover right there by Sherrod Barnes, and that's something that over the past year and a half he's really picked up on. Like, he came into the league, he came in as a freshman, one of the better on-the-ball defenders, but he has turned into an offensive weapon for this St. Mary's team.
Really has. Offers from Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, and Toledo. Sherrod Barnes, the junior combo guard, and he will quench on the first. Eaglets by 4. Mason Wisniewski, the senior center at 6'6", checks in, a fan favorite. So is Isaiah Zip Hines in his first year in Orchard Lake, transferred from Dakota. One more for Sherrod Barnes. 3:01 to go in the first.
Yeah, Wisniewski's an interesting story. We got to watch him grow over the course of last season, kind of forced into action. He was a starter last year. Now they get the luxury of bringing him off the bench, but he is a difference maker.
First points for Barnes. Trey has 8 of the 12 for the Eaglets. Hatcher out to the wing to Johnson. Gets it back after it was stolen and lays it in. That's Xavier Johnson, and that's the kind of athlete he is, making plays like that. He can finish strong.
Yeah, you already love this matchup. This is one of the best first quarters we've called all season long. Usually they're just feeling each other out, but you could tell they've already played each other. They felt each other out. Now it's time to attack.
That's a foul as the Eaglets try to go to the post against Sherrod. That's on Hatcher, and that's Hatcher's first. The team's 5th. 2 shots, double bonus time for the Eaglets, who are +3, as you see the replay there.
Yeah, those 2 early fouls on Sebastian Randolph really set the tone for this, and St. Mary's is going to use this to their advantage. They're already an aggressive team, but now they know they're going to get free throws if they're more aggressive.
The 1994 St. Mary's team being celebrated tonight. State finalists. And one of the freshmen on the team, Kylo Jones.
Kylo
has made his way into the building.
Yeah, he ended up going on to play at Western Michigan, leading them to the NCAA tournament. They got a win there at Western.
Sure did. He was a big part of that over Clemson. He's the number 4 all-time leading scorer here, nearly 1,400 points. 94 to 97.
Yeah, little brother Jonte Jones that played on the 2000 team as well.
He was really good. Hatcher kick out right wing 3, back iron no. Big boy rebound Johnson, and Barnes will bat it off his arm. And Pat Donnelly can't believe it. We'll get another look at it. But yeah, that one was close, Stick.
Yeah, Johnson, you could tell he jumps out of the gym there. See if he dribbles it off. Yeah, just kind of.
He just lost it.
Yeah.
Good call by the officials. Rip drive, Bugsy Smythe going up, and had it stripped out by David Herron, the junior. Ball out of bounds, baseline right. St. Mary's by 5. Nobody has led more than 5 points in this game.
And they are doubling Trey McKinney hard off of any pick. And that's what you got to do if you're UAD. You know, eliminate the most dangerous player, and we'll tolerate everybody else beating us, but we're not going to let Trey McKinney beat us tonight.
Fair enough.
Even though he already has 8 points.
He does. Hatcher on the perimeter. St. Mary's suffocating man-to-man. Baseline drive, reverse, swatted by Wisniewski. Throw ahead, Sherrod on the break, lay in, good, and the foul. Sherrod Barnes with a hoop and the harm, and the Eaglets are up a touchdown at Orchard Lake.
And how about that pass by Trey McKinney, able to lead him with the ball. Here's the block first by Wisniewski. We told you he was a difference maker, and look at that low bounce pass in stride, giving Sherrod Barnes a chance to take it up with the lefty.
Really pretty pass.
And a little headbutt for the padding. Sherrod is one intense player. You saw it his freshman year. When he locks in, it is something special.
4 of 4 from the line already tonight. This is one of the Eaglets' best free throw shooters, and he quenches here. Eaglets by 8. This is their largest lead. Aiden Hanks will check in. A gritty role guy that's a big part of this team. Sherrod will sit. And here we go.
Yeah, Hanks is a very solid player. We haven't seen him really have his breakout game yet, though.
That pass, too tall from Hatcher to Johnson. Eaglets want to slow it down. Trey's working the deal against Linus Gauman. Count it, and a foul. Oh my, Trey McKinney. Get out of town.
He saw number 10 try to take him one-on-one, and that's like stealing right there. Trey McKinney misses the dunk, but he does get the foul. But my goodness, look at just a blow by, and he was thinking, blow this gym up right there. My goodness, Trey McKinney.
You want to take it hard, and Charles Curo fouled him firmly. Trey, a solid free throw shooter, is rattled out twice now.
I'm sure the adrenaline was rolling on that one right after that play.
Oh, yeah, adrenaline from that man, too. Pat Donnelly. Fabulous head coach in this great Catholic league.
Yeah, we actually got to talk to him a little after the slippery game last year. Saw him in Kego Harbor, and we're able to sit down and just chat with him. He's such a great guy, man. Really a big fan of Donnelly.
Yep. Charles Curo, nowhere to go against Wisniewski. Todd Cover says, where's the 5-second call? Johnson with 40 seconds left. Over Wisniewski. Good. How about that long, lean lefty? Nice looking player.
And that's what he had to do because Wisniewski was guarding the rim. He was able to pull up and just float it over the top of him. That was an impressive take.
Johnson with 6 to lead the way for the Cubs. Eaglets by 7, 20 seconds left in the first frame. Glad you're with us. 30-year reunion night for the 94 Eaglet basketball team. Coached by Denny Butcher, George Porritt, the athletic director. This is Zip Hines looking to zip his way. He's got to hustle now. Trey at the buzzer forces the 3. No. Wisniewski stick back, and that Hanks one's waved off. But the Eaglets are +7 at the end of the first. Come out punching and regain the lead on a 6-0 run after they trail 3-0. We're back with a second quarter in Orchard Lake. So glad you're with us on this reunion night and a cold January. We're the Prep, back after these.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back to Orchard Lake, Michigan, home of the Eaglets, who made it to the semifinals and then all the way to the Breslin. Todd Covert led him there last year. Fine head coach. Todd, a great guy to talk to, and fun to hear all of his great stories from St. Mary's. He was a golfer at St. Mary's amongst 2 other sports, all state in golf. But what a way for Todd to lead them last year to the Final Four.
Yeah, that team came out of nowhere, but people weren't expecting much out of them after that regular season. But as we know, when you play in this Catholic League Central Division, come playoff time, you're dangerous.
Yep.
You've seen it all.
Todd has had that ability to sew it all together. Step back, Trey 3, back iron, no. Barnes will get another chance. Smith back to Hines and the Eaglets. Had some exciting plays, haven't converted. Zip Hines says zip it and sticks it from 15.
Yeah, looking at the stats from the first quarter, the biggest thing that stands out to you is the free throws. St. Mary's shot 9, U of D only 2.
Fouls a concern. We mentioned Sebastian Randolph, nearly over and back there. He's sitting with 2 fouls. We have not seen him. Xavier Johnson, ball hawked, doesn't matter. Left hand southpaw, silky smooth. Boy, what a nice looking player.
He's doing a great job of getting to his spot, and it seems like that's about 3 feet away by that block.
Mm-hmm. Up under, Sherrod lost it, regathers. And Todd Covert calls timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Timeout. Orchard Lake St. Mary's. 30-second timeout.
Sherrod Barnes keeping the dribble alive. Had a backdoor cut there with Smith too, but Todd Covert calls timeout. Here's a nice look at Xavier Johnson, just getting to that spot, and that seems to be his place, just left of the rim, 3 to 4 feet out, and he is rising and hitting that floater.
Want to give a freaky fast shout out to the Jimmy Johns at the Commerce location, Union Lake Road. That's near our old neck of the woods.
Yes,
and
sir.
They're feeding our crew tonight, and we appreciate it. Delicious subs, as always, from the Tomey Group. They have 45 Jimmy John locations in and around Metro Detroit, and they never disappoint. Go find them, Square Lake and their Union Lake Road location in Commerce.
It's by the new house.
Yeah, how is that new house coming along?
Beautiful. I actually love it out there. A little bit longer drive to everything, but it's worth the extra space. Got the baby on the way, needed the extra bedroom.
Yeah, we're excited about that for you.
Yeah, any time, Chad. Could happen during this game.
We're also happy you're on a golf course.
I am very happy about that.
It's a nice estate you have. It's beautiful. Savory to the corner, and Trey lost it out of bounds, and that's to the harassment from Xavier Johnson, who's really been the best player on the floor so far for the Cubbies. Trey in this game, 3 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Blyden from close range, no. And Savory the other way to set it up. UAD led 3-0, and then St. Mary's on a 6-0 run has not looked back. They've increased the lead to 9 at times. Trey long corner right, long with it.
Yeah, I'd like to see Trey back him down, not settle for the fadeaway jump shot.
I agree with you there. Right side attack, that's Leroy Blyden, the junior. And here's another look at that Blyden push-off, perhaps.
And they called that on Hines. But the student section agrees with you, Chad. They thought that could have been a push-off.
3 ball from the corner, and that's off. That's from Linus Gauman, senior guard. St. Mary's by 7. Trey, 1 against 2, throws it up, scores it, and the foul. The Mac man just empowering and willing his team to the hole with bully ball tonight.
You know, right before this possession, I was going to say St. Mary's has kind of been over-dribbling a little bit early in this game, and then Trey McKinney over-dribbles a little bit, but he's got the skills to overcome it, able to take 2 defenders to the hole and use that strength.
Trey, such a talent. Good young man, involved in the school. Has a sister who's a freshman in the girls division.
Yeah, I remember when we were able to meet him freshman year when we were interviewing Coach Karshnia. He walked in as a freshman. Kay said this kid's going to be special, and he was right.
He wasn't lying. That's a 3 attempt from Heron, no good. Offensive rebound. Right block, and the kick out from Garwood. 3 by Hatcher, no. 3 on 3. And that pass picked, and Smith got caught with his hand around the neck of Heron.
And that's about 3 turnovers for Trey McKinney today, which really isn't part of his game. We normally don't see him sped up the way that UAD has sped him up in this game, but they are collapsing on him when he has the ball and forcing him to make decisions.
Smythe will check back in. Smith, his classmate, will check out. St. Mary's by 10. This is their largest lead. 2 top 5 teams in the state going at it. Cubs won the first matchup, and that guy continues to catch fire, the lefty. Xavier Johnson, the junior, with yet another bucket.
He's got 10 of the 15 points right now for UAD. He has kind of been their only guy to show up on the offensive end tonight. And he has kept them in this game. Because it does, even though it was a 10-point lead, it does feel closer than that, doesn't it? And you know U of D can go on that run.
And I think that's why it feels closer, knowing what UAD is so capable of. 4.5 left. Eaglets patiently setting up the offense, and they turn it over. Turnovers have been a problem tonight. Sherrod gives it up, and Blyden makes it burn. Here come the Cubs. They've cut it to 6. Todd Covert wants timeout in Orchard Lake. 4-0 run by the Cubs, led by the Blyden blow-by.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Yes, the Cubs, led by Pat Donnelly. The school's about 800 students, all boys. And state title 2016. League affiliation division there in the Catholic League Central Division. 3-2 in this league, 10-2 overall. And their losses to Catholic Central and Rice, you might recall Cassius Winston, one of the best to play in this state, Mr. Basketball. In 2016, Big Ten Player of the Year in 2019, and a guy that's in Germany right now, playing professionally. What a fun guy to watch. So is this guy, Daniel Smythe from the corner. Splash City for Bugs.
Todd Covert with the fist pump. You know that's what he drew up in the huddle, and that was a great out of the timeout.
Covert, one of the best at dialing them up. Trey with a big boy rebound. Eaglets by 9 now.
Well, you saw U of D switch to a 2-3 zone.
Smythe again for 3. In and out, no. Tough luck hop. And here comes Blyden the other way.
Yeah, another possession of U of D in that zone. You see a nice take there, too, by Blyden, able to get it up over Jaden Savory, which is a tough ask.
Crafty off that window. Blyden has 6 to go along with 3 rebounds. Zip Hines to lead the point. The former Macomb, Dakota product.
Now U of D back in a man-to-man defense.
Sherrod likes that, but Hatcher's got him covered up pretty well.
Yeah, U of D size-wise matches up with St. Mary's very well. Nice pass. An excellent defense. Yeah, excellent defense by U of D. He comes up holding his hand, though, does Ryan Hatcher. I'm not sure if he's a righty or a lefty, but he's shaking his left hand. But great defense. U of D, I mean, that's what Coach Donnelly does. He teaches defense, he teaches effort.
7-point game, under 3 minutes to go. They'll honor the 1994 state finalist Eaglets. There's a steal for Smythe in the corner. Underrated defender. Throw ahead Barnes, Euro step floater, no. Put up his miss, couldn't get it to go. And Savory traveled after the great effort.
Yeah, I thought they could have called a jump ball because Biden had his hands on it, and the possession would have gone to U of D either way, but they get a travel nonetheless. But those are close misses that St. Mary's doesn't normally do, and that's what's going to keep a team like U of D in this game if you're missing those bunnies.
That's right. Attack, wall up, and out of bounds. Johnson lost it. And these officials calling this game the way you'd like to see a Central Division battle called. Shout out to the refs tonight.
And it seems a little bit of a defensive adjustment for St. Mary's there. Jaden Savory coming over to help.
St. Mary's by 7, 2:05 to go. Savory on the roll, slip screen, lay in good. And that is from Barnes, and a good feed, and Sharon of the Sugar. Blyden the other way against Hines, nowhere to go. Hatcher from distance, got it! Hatcher's second of the night, and it comes at a great time. Timeout, Pat Donnelly will take it with him. Here come the Cubs. They'll continue to punch, and the Eaglets knew it, but that slip screen from Savory was sweet.
I love running and working out, but my heel pain was devastating. So I go to fix my feet today, and in about 30 minutes, I walked out pain-free and could not believe it.
Even if you think you tried everything and nothing has worked for you, call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in for a free consultation.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
Chad and Stick back with you. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Eaglets left to right. They have a 6-point lead. It's been as high as 10. And they'll face a little man-to-man defense. 90 seconds left. Trey, spin. Jumper's fresh.
Yeah, he's so smooth from that free throw line. I've said it several times this year. It's almost like 90% when he gets to that spot.
They'll honor that 94 team at halftime. Trey with a rebound after the miss. Zip on the run down the avenue. Hot knife through butter. No good. And a big boy rebound ripped off by Charles Curo. 15-footer straight up flat. A little short. Here come the Eaglets with under a minute to go.
And Zip Hines there missing another bunny, and St. Mary's has had issues closing when they get close to that rim, and I'm not sure it's because UAD's collapsing and just causing a bunch of chaos down there or what's going on, but that's not typical for this St. Mary's team. It's looking like they're going to hold the last possession of this quarter, though.
They'd love to take a double-digit lead to the break. Trey off a Savory screen. It's open again, and Savory to the hole. Got it, and the foul. Jaden Savory slowed down. Eaglets by 10.
And that's the thing. We talk about being a big man. Not many big men can do a Euro step in the lane like that over a quicker defender and still get it up on the glass. That is an impressive take.
And that is why he is expected to be one of the top tight ends in the country next year. And he never picked up a football until last spring. Must be nice.
You love those stories. Like, remember the story about Tim Duncan? He was a swimmer his whole life, and all of a sudden he's the best basketball player in the world.
Antonio Gates, yeah. Blyden, 18-footer, no. Trey with a rebound. 5 seconds, Eaglets got to hustle. Hatcher, pull up. Trey at the buzzer. No, and that's how the half ends. But the Eaglets with their largest lead of 11 and a half that showed that they're out for revenge tonight, Stick.
Yeah, I was shocked UAD took a shot that early. They had 5 seconds left. I thought they were going to be content taking that into the halftime, but they gave St. Mary's another possession. Lucky for them, Trey McKinney missed his pull-up.
All right, 33-22 Eaglets at the break. We'll get the 94 team honored momentarily. Eaglets on top. We got a great halftime show ahead as you see the Mac Man getting things done. Stick around. This thing's not done. A lot of chicken left on that bone. We're the Prep. Thanks for watching.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Welcome back to halftime. Right now, the 1994 Eaglets being honored at center court. And what a team this was, coached by Denny Butcher. The Eaglets ended up going to the state title game in Class C. The Eaglets were Class C. In fact, they were Class D in the 80s for a good portion before rising to Class C in the early 90s. And Denny Butcher and Chris Dyack, Brian Ray, Len Karshnia was a part of this staff. One of Karshnia's first seasons in Orchard Lake. And what a crew this was. The run for the Eaglets, they won 7 straight games, lost their last 2 games of the regular season to Detroit East Catholic, who was a headache in that division, and Pontiac Oakland Christian. And then the Eaglets would go on quite a run, and they would get all the way to the state Final Four in the Breslin Center and advance to the state championship game against Granville Calvin Christian, where they would lose in overtime in a heartbreaker, 85-83. And most of them have come back, and this is quite an effort by Robin Goddard, Jermaine Gonzalez, Annette Knight, and all these great athletic administrators to bring them back. But what a team it was. Dave Bowens, a 12-year NFL. He's the guy with the beard and the sunglasses out there. Dave is an NFLer, 12 years. And he was my teammate. I didn't play basketball, but this team was personal to me. This was my class, my senior year, and these guys did a heck of a thing going all the way, Stick.
Yeah, Coach Butcher ended up being a teacher at St. Mary's and a basketball coach while I was there too. Dave Bowens, you talked about it. He ended up setting the sack record at Michigan his freshman year, then went on to Western Illinois to become an All-American. Diallo Johnson, I think you can remember his big catch against Alabama.
That's right.
For University of Michigan in the end zone. That was a touchdown-sealing, game-sealing touchdown. So, and then Kylo Jones, we talked about him earlier. All these guys, I mean, you put that many athletes on one team, what do you expect? And they expected great things, and they achieved them.
Dave Bowens, Diallo Johnson, Josh Polovich, Chad Abule, Kylo Jones, who was just a freshman on that team, and TJ Zawicki. TJ's been a sponsor on this program, and a good friend. Neil Parker, who's not here tonight. Daryl Adams. Daryl Adams was a heck of a athlete at St. Mary's as
Track
well.
guy, wasn't he?
Well, football, wide receiver, Grand Valley, and track. He was a state finalist. You're exactly right. Kyle Baldwin. Boy, Kyle was really good. And this team was loaded. This is a Class C team. And, I mean, they were 9 deep of guys that Denny Butcher could play. Aaron Miller, another extremely talented class of 95 guy, was a junior on that team, was outstanding. Tim Harrington, who's not here tonight. He's back in New York City, almost ready to take over the world. Tim's doing great things. Tom Nash, who's not here tonight, the 6'9" Nash out of Walled Lake, not in the house. Brett Howling, another good friend and senior guy, was a football. Anyway, congratulations to the 1994 Eaglets, state finalist, and doing great things. We'll take a time out, and we'll come back with some highlights of the first half. A first half that the Eaglets lead by 11. And we're back with more here on the Prep right after these.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Does your bank make you feel like you belong there? At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, you are a member of a financial institution that serves the Catholic community, providing you with an opportunity to align your banking with your Catholic identity. You receive all the products and services you need to manage your money, and your membership helps support Catholic schools, parishes, and organizations. It's time to put your money where your faith is. Visit AllianceCatholic.com to get started today. Service, community, Catholic. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Yes, there it is. The 1994 game against Calvin Christian. The 94 team will remember that game, but they'll also remember the experience of getting to the Breslin Center. Something that should never be overlooked. Something both these programs have been able to do in their history. St. Mary's 4 times, UAD 1 time.
Yeah, that's always such a fun environment when the whole school gets to travel up there. It gets loud. Everybody's behind you, all the parents. You get a look at Diallo Johnson there. It's the guy we were talking about earlier who caught the touchdown pass against Alabama. He went on to play quarterback at Michigan. That's how good he was. He was a great basketball player, but a better football player.
I played receiver when he was the quarterback, and I can tell you it was a lot of fun. He was one of the best to ever play here. And we have all the 94 love coming in the house. TJ Zawicki's here. Mr. Rochester's in the house, and he definitely is winning the weightlifting competition. I want to see him and Dave Bowens in a weightlifting competition soon. We'll talk to TJ Zawicki, and there he is. Mr. Rochester, TJ Zawicki, a member of the 1994 state champion finalist. TJ, thanks for joining us. What do you remember most about that team and all the great things and memories that you guys made together?
Oh, it's like we never left. Besides the fact that they wouldn't let me in today, pulled up about 2 minutes before halftime to lock doors.
Well, they did a security check. They check your security.
Well, I told them who I was. They had no idea.
Like, I'm here for my plaque.
I'm like, there's Robin right there. Who? Who's Robin?
Oh, that's not going to go well.
Before I even got in. No, I mean, tight-knit group all the way through. Kind of fun seeing everybody I haven't seen in a few decades.
What were the memories? I know the loss was devastating, but for you guys, the camaraderie and that experience and that run of winning 7 straight games, going to East Lansing, going to the Breslin, what stands out the most?
I mean, not to be Al Bundy, but we all remember just that cherry picker play the entire game long, losing overtime or double overtime, last second shot on the same play they burned us on the entire time. So that never leaves us.
Yeah.
But I think we all kind of rallied around Al Stankus that year. You know, when Father Mileski announced the tragic lossing of him, we kind of got together, and it was Do It for Stankus year.
It was a rallying point. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to talk to some of your brothers and teammates. TJ Zawicki, I'm glad they let you in. I want to see you and Dave Bones in a weightlifting competition before this night's over.
Done.
Okay, we're going to do that later. Thank you, brother.
Right,
Thanks
thank
so
you,
much.
man.
There he is. That's TJ Zawicki. Remember that 94 team, and we'll continue to talk to some other members of that crew as we continue on. St. Mary's by 11 at the break. And Stick, what stands out to you on that stat sheet that J-Mo tossed over your way?
Well, what I'm looking at, I got a couple things circled. St. Mary's only shooting 2 free throws in the second quarter compared to 9 in the first quarter. That was a big adjustment. But then you look at the three-point shooting for UAD, only 2 of 10, shooting 20% from downtown and 37% overall. And then when you also look at the score sheet, UAD has 3 players on the score sheet. St. Mary's has 5. It's been a well-rounded game for St. Mary's. UAD relying on Xavier Johnson a lot. And assists. UAD doesn't have a ton of assists on the game. St. Mary's 7, UAD only 3. So we'll see if UAD can get some more share of the sugar, as Chad Bush likes to put it.
There you see Johnson and Trey who went at it. Trey with 14 points in the first half. Sherrod with 7. Savory with 7. And for UAD, Xavier Johnson with 10. 6 points aside for Blyden and Hatcher. Brother Rice leads De La Salle by 6 at the end of the third as we get a foul called on the right baseline. And I think we got some shots coming up for the Cubs, who couldn't convert that and one. And you gotta be concerned about Xavier Johnson. He's been a bit banged up lately and slow to get up there.
Yeah, holding his hip. He was able to beat Trey McKinney on there, and a little bit of a push from behind forced him to miss that shot.
Xavier Johnson, 10 points to lead the way on 5 of 8 shooting. In the first half, it's a silky smooth left-handed shot for the 6'4" swing man.
Yeah, he's been impressive this game. I mean, he's showing he can work the inside. He took the jump ball, so that's going to tell you about how high he can jump. But something that's going to be different in this second half is Sebastian Randolph's going to get some run. We didn't see him throughout that entire first half because he got in foul trouble very early.
About 90 seconds in, the big 6'7" Sebastian Randolph had foul trouble. Savory blow by, laying good. Savory continues his sensational Friday night.
And just quick feet there. We talk about, sometimes those become travels because you start walking before you dribble the basketball, but Savory just has all that coordination in that big body at this age. It's so rare.
The Eaglets lead the Central Division. That's one of the reasons why the defense. Stolen by Barnes, and he'll finish the assignment. Eaglets with their largest lead of the night in the opening minute of the second half. They're plus 13.
Yeah, smart play by Sherrod Barnes, using his body to ward off the defender, because as we mentioned, Johnson can jump out of the gym, and I was just waiting for him to swat that from behind.
Barnes, 9 points in this game. Laying good, that's David Herron, and that's Herron checking into the scoring column for the first time tonight.
And that's what UAD needs. They need more guys to get on this scoreboard.
Trey jumper, no. Box out by Savory, and he locked arms, they're going to say, with Sebastian Randolph. That'll go on the big boy.
Yeah, that's a tough call on Jaden Savory because Randolph isn't even facing the hoop. So he did have his arm hooked, though. But you never know who initiated that hook, right?
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Blyden will set it up. Nowhere to go against one of the state's best on-ball defenders in Barnes. That's a 3 attempt. No good. One and done for the Cubs. Here comes Trey and company, plus 11. Whistling a blocking foul the other way. That is on Johnson. And on Johnson, that's his third.
Yeah, Trey McKinney kind of slow playing coming up the court, and then all of a sudden speeds up, and Johnson just didn't have the foot speed to get over and take that block. As you can see, he's moving right there, angled. That's a good call by the official.
That's just what Trey does, forcing himself upon others. How about that ball and a bounce play? Sherrod the Savory for the slam. What a dial-up by Covert, and what a conversion by Savory from Barnes. Red Rowdies are rocking. Johnson takes it himself and creates. Johnson, another big shot for the Cubs, just when you thought they might be out of it. Barnes with a quick answer, and that's not the answer.
Yeah, Todd Covert just kind of threw his hands up on that last shot by Johnson, and I thought that was not a great shot, but it went in. This kid's proven that he can do it all, inside, outside, everywhere.
The shot can get real good quickly if it goes in. Corner, Johnson, Barnes, tardy to the party. Missed the shot. Throw ahead to Smythe, back to Savory, shot up, count it, and the foul. Savory's putting on a clinic in Orchard Lake. The junior's on tilt.
And there's one guy in this gym that may be paying very close attention to that. That is Juwan Howard is here under the 2001 League Championship basketball there right across the court with us. And that is the third foul on Sebastian Randolph, who has kind of been neutralized by Jaden Savory in this game.
He really has. The foul trouble continues. That's 3. You said early on in this broadcast that that was going to be a featured matchup, and it has been the storyline tonight. 5 minutes left. 13-point lead for St. Mary's. Blyden, too much space, time, and he burns the Eaglets from distance.
Well, we talked about it. UAD was only 2 of 10 in the first half from downtown. So far here in the second quarter, I believe they're 2 of 3.
That's right, 4 of 14 from the game. Both teams 28%. But the Cubs choosing to go to the higher volume of triple tries.
Yeah, turnover by Sherrod Barnes there. He was looking to throw it to Trey McKinney. Trey wasn't looking. There's a nice look at Juwan Howard, Michigan coach, in the building.
Next to Grant Mason, senior. And he's got eyes on Trey McKinney. And he's also got eyes on Jaden Savory. He knows all about Jaden Savory. Jaden's mother works in the athletic department at Michigan. So he's known about Jaden for a long, long time. But he's putting on a clinic here tonight. Here's another look.
Yeah, that was a nice take right there. Foul on the ground, though. They did not call that a shooting foul.
Hatcher to trigger. Johnson against Barnes. This is worth the price of admission here. Barnes picks the pocket, and Smythe forces the tap out on Hatcher. Oh, Bugsy getting his nose all dirty and gritty, and the Eaglets get another possession because of it.
Yeah, you see the nice strip from behind here by Barnes and just trying to dribble through all that traffic. Couldn't get it done, but Smythe coming in at the last second to get his hand on that ball. That's all-out effort right there.
And when you got guys like Barnes and Smythe and Trey and Smith and Savory that are willing to get dirty with all the talent they have, Savory to the hole, and there's just nobody that can guard him tonight. 31 continues to dominate and put on a clinic. He's got 16 points to lead the building. Right wing Hatcher, answer 3, no. Trey with a rebound and a run out. Hop, skip, Euro late, and good. And that's the nation's 12th best junior. And the Eaglets have a 2-touchdown lead in Orchard Lake.
Yeah, UAD is really painting themselves into a hole because they're taking a lot of three-pointers, so it's all going to be dependent if they can make those or not.
The foul was on Savory, and that's his 3rd foul. So both big men with 3 now. And here's another look at this one.
Yeah, you just saw Xavier Johnson push Trey McKinney and right in front of the official, and he didn't call a technical. Kind of just looked the other way, so we'll see if that leads to more interaction later on.
Stay tuned to that one. Savory will take a seat, so will Smith. Hines is in, so is Wisniewski. Trey with a big boy rebound, and here come the Eaglets, plus 14 with 3.5 to go. Shake, bake, step up three, no. And the Cubs trying to get some of it back. Plenty of time. And Johnson lost it out of bounds. It was touched by Trey last. And now the official wants to come tell him that he got it wrong in a respectful way. And
nope. They're going to keep it there.
Okay.
But that baseline official is the one that the push happened right in front of, and he didn't blow his whistle either. So kind of got his whistle in his pocket.
Or it's broke. One of the two.
It's all right. I'd rather them err on the side of letting the boys play.
No doubt. That's a three for the big off the bench. Trey toying around. 15-footer. Got it. Eaglets by 16. This is their largest lead. And Trey now with 18 in the game to lead the building. Hatcher cut off in the baseline, and Wisniewski up with a block on Blyden. And they'll get number 20, the commit to Heidelberg, and the senior at 6'6".
Yeah, he is a good rim protector, but that time got a little bit of the body, and that's going to send number 2 to the line. But I'm seeing something out of Trey McKinney that we haven't seen in a while. And it's looking like he's taking this matchup with Xavier Johnson a little personal, especially after that push that wasn't called a technical. You know, and sometimes you don't want to spark the beast. You kind of want to let Trey just be Trey. You don't want to put him on a mission.
No, you want him to be himself too. And you don't want to fire him up if you're the other team. Trey backs it out.
You see the press there by U of D. They got to start doing something to force turnovers, force some more action, get some more possessions in this game.
Trey had it batted away into the first row. Full house tonight in Dabrowski.
Sold out. Almost didn't let TJ Zawicki in. They locked the doors.
Mr. Rochester said, "Don't you know who I am?"
And they said, "Nope."
They said, "No. We know Dave Bowens." Mid-post, Trey. Long corner left, lean in, and that's a travel. And Pat Donnelly.
He wants the foul, but the official looked at him and said he traveled first. So he called the travel before.
Pat just waited. Pat gave him the wave.
Yeah. These officials have a tough job.
They do. Corner, open look, 3 long. Off the mark from David Herron, the junior. Zip.
Zip wants a clear out.
Patiently back to Sherrod in the final 95 seconds of the third quarter.
Yeah, Xavier Johnson has impressed me in this game. Cutting off Zip. He's one of the fastest players on the court.
That's a tie-up, and that's a foul. Okay, they're going to get David Herron. It was either a jump ball or a foul.
Yeah, either way, St. Mary's was keeping the possession, but I'm with you. I thought that could have been a jump ball. Good look at it from our replay team. Hand was on the ball, but also hand was on the wrist.
Good looks all night for Mr. Westfall. Shot blocked. I'm talking about Evan. Hatcher back to Blyden for 3. Splash City. Here come the Cubs. They've cut it to a dozen. With 75 seconds left, it's a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here. We got some bills to pay. Want to thank our friends at Success Mortgage Partners as you see that triple that forced the timeout. In today's ever-changing real estate and mortgage lending world, the importance of a true professional has never been higher. At Success Mortgage Partners, our mission is for every borrower to receive level 10 service, and our goal is to get you the lowest rate possible. We want you to have an experience of a lifetime. Navigating a turbulent market like this, it needs to be handled by a real professional. Call Todd Barr, 734-674-6154, and put 20 years of local knowledge to use for you and your family. Success Mortgage Partners Incorporated supports equal housing opportunity. NMLS ID number 130562.
A little score update from Brother Rice and De La Salle. Brother Rice up 34-28 at the end of the third.
Wow.
It's a low-scoring ball game.
Who's on top there?
Brother Rice.
Okay, 34-28.
End of the third.
There you get a look at George Porritt, former athletic director, head football coach, head basketball coach.
Cross coach.
Coached it all, count him up, over, I think, 9 state titles to his credit. And this is a good man, a mentor of mine, and a guy that knows that 94 class all too well. And he is back tonight to celebrate that 94 team. Todd Covert also has George Porritt as one of his best mentors. Covert was an assistant under Porritt. And some of their best teams, including that 2000 team and the state title team. Bugsy Smythe, corner 3, in and out. He's had a couple of those. Trey with a loose change. Blue collar stick back that's good, and the Eaglets are up 14.
Yeah, you can tell Bugsy's a three-point shooter because he had a wide open two. He's like, I'm going to take one step back.
Wanted some space. Sometimes you just need a little space. Trey ahead, corner, Hines, drive, kick, Barnes to the hole, late in, good. Oh, he finds the crack in the crevices so well, and he finishes the assignment. Right wing 3 in front of his own bench, and that's a Barry job. That's Chris Howard for 3, the junior, and that helps in the final seconds of the third.
Yeah, UAD backing off their press here. St. Mary's going to hold it for the last shot. The UAD came out shooting threes in this quarter, that's for sure.
They got some making up to do. Hines floats it up, and the mid-post jumper's off, but the Eaglets have hosted the Cubs to a rude awakening here tonight on the reunion of the 94 state finalist team. This one's not over, but the Eaglets looking for revenge. The only blemish on that win-loss record is due to the Cubs. We'll try to get them back tonight. Come back for the fourth right after this.
My time to shine. Got it, splash!
And that will put some dogs on it.
Thought they were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
Nine and 1 of the Eaglets, leaders in the Central Division. We'll look at those standings shortly. And the Eaglets, state champs 4 times over. 1885 established. Kalen Lucas, one of the notable alumni. Many, many more to note. And all the prospects for the Eaglets, as you see listed there. Right now, the Eaglets, as we enter the fourth, up by 13. This night, the theme is the 1994 Eaglet Basketball Club. Runner-ups in Class C, and one of the captains on that club joins us now. Chad Abule, welcome to the booth, buddy. How are you doing?
Doing well, yourself?
I'm doing great. What's it like being with some of your former teammates and getting reacquainted tonight? What's been the best part about it?
Man, it's been a long time seeing it. It's great seeing everybody. It seems like we never left. It seems like we're back in time again, and it's a great feeling to see everybody.
Laying good by Savory, who's been just big in this game.
I
People
love his
bounce off him.
attitude this game. You haven't seen this type of tenacity out of Savory yet this season. He's handing the ball afterwards. He's flexing afterwards. He's in this game.
Really is. Andrew Smith with a big boy rebound. Here comes Zip Hines. We're visiting with Chad Abule, one of the captains of the 1994 Eaglet team that's celebrating their 30th anniversary tonight. What are the plans afterwards, Chad? Where are you guys headed?
I think they have a little celebration upstairs on the SWAC for us planned.
awesome. I'll see you there shortly. There's a travel by Trey. He's gotten busted for that. Todd Covert doesn't love it. Chad, it was a team effort in '94, and you guys had to go through some things as we see the travel. It wasn't always easy. You lost your last 2 regular season games. You were rotating players in, but truly a team effort as you guys all came together. A lot of stars on that team. What do you remember most about that?
I just remember we had good senior leadership, great underclassmen, and we made a great run. I thought a couple games there we weren't going to make it through, but we persevered and we made it through. You told me at the beginning of the season that we were going to, be at the state finals. I would have called you a liar, but coaching Butcher was great. He brought everybody together. We played as a team and almost made history.
Almost did. Heartbreaking loss, but the journey along the way was notable. So was that move by Savory Stick.
Yeah, and there you see him again just getting into it, flexing. He's got 20 points on the game tonight to match Trey McKinney with 20 points. And when those two are going, it's going to be tough to beat Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We talked about it. St. Mary's really hasn't had a big man presence in a while down low.
Chad, I know St. Mary's it means a lot to you and your family, and it goes all the way back to your grandfather, Pippi. Trey McKinney lay in good. This place is special to you. I know it started with your grandfather. Talk about just what this place means and how special it is and why it's special.
Oh, man, it's always great coming back here. I mean, I've been coming to the school, I think, when I was 5 years old and just grown to love it. I didn't have a choice whether I was going to come here or not. My grandfather was going to tell I was coming here no matter what. So, but, all my cousins had, I think, 9 other family members come through here over the years, and it's just every time I walk on campus, it's just a great feeling.
Officer Chad Abule joining us, and appreciate you for your service as well, Chad. We really do.
No, I appreciate what you guys do. This was a long time coming for high school sports.
Thanks,
I'll tell you that.
I know you're a big supporter. We do appreciate it. 17-point lead for St. Mary's. And that's a reach-in foul that'll go on Zip Hines, the junior. So we'll let you get out of here and go celebrate. Last question, what is the future for this St. Mary's team? I know you follow them closely. You really must appreciate what Todd Covert and this program's done the last handful of years. How far can this team go?
The sky's the limit for them. What I've seen so far of them playing, they're playing more as a team, playing good defense, and hopefully they can make a run and, bring a state championship home for St. Mary's.
They're certainly looking like they got a chance to do it.
Well, then, of course, we got to ask you one more question. How would the 94 team stack up against this St. Mary's team?
Ooh.
I think we beat them by 20.
There it is.
There he is. That's Chad Abule. Thanks so much, Captain. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, things have gotten a little physical here in the fourth quarter. And this has been the guy that has kept UAD in the game, Xavier Johnson. He has had a heck of a ball game. That is his 17th point. 6 of 10 from the field, perfect from the free throw line. And he can even knock it down from outside, 1 of 2 from outside.
He's been as good as advertised, and nobody's going to forget about Sonny Wilson. But
no.
This guy will help you.
I mean, UAD took 10 three-pointers there in that third quarter.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 in the first half, 10 in the third quarter, but they made 4 of 10. So, I mean, that kind of works out for you. 6 of 21 altogether from downtown. Is that Debo coming over?
It is. The big man's coming in.
The one, the only David Bowens. I'll slide down here. Too big to be walking through these bleachers.
Barnes to the front court, Eaglets by 15. Patiently setting up their offense. Eaglets known for the defense, but this offense has really shown out here today.
And St. Mary's okay here, just using the clock. They want to shorten this game a little bit.
We welcome in Dave Bowens, all-stater on that Class C finalist team, former NFL player for what, 13 years, Dave?
13 years, 2 coaching.
Well, thanks so much.
2 coaching, 1 for the Good. I can. Check.
Yep, we can hear you. His headset must not be plugged in.
I got it.
There we go.
I got it now. Yeah, it sounds better.
All right.
Steele on the inbounds. Hatcher laying good. Timeout. We're going to keep it right here. We're visiting with David Bowens. Class of 95 at St. Mary's, my former teammate. Football, basketball, track.
Track.
Did it all. You ran track.
Yeah, I got, living in the dorms, man, it gets a little boring. So you got to stay busy all year round, Chad.
You were one of the best athletes to ever walk these halls. It's been open since 1885. Dave, what was it like being a part of this state finalist team? It was your junior year,
right?
And you ended up winning a football state title, I know, the next year. But was this still a special team to be a part of?
It was, and because I was the center.
Yeah.
And at 6'3.5", guarding the likes of Shane Battier, the 6'7" guys, the 6'9" guys, it's a lot of responsibility, and it showed the toughness of our team. Because we were able to do that. And that year, just Kylo Jones.
Freshman.
We were just talking about it. To have a true freshman come into the state final and knock down 2 threes to send us to overtime. I was telling Daryl.
I forgot about that.
I said, if Kylo doesn't make those shots, we're not here. So, that was one of those things that showed our identity as a team. Of course, we had Diallo, Daryl, but we had some tremendous role players like Brett Holland, Chad Buell, TJ Sawicki.
Yeah.
We had Aaron Miller, Kyle Baldwin. We had guys that were unselfish and we loved each other. But that carried over from football because we all played multiple sports.
That's right, and that's a great point. And isn't that part of it? Like, you have guys, you have glue guys, and then you have stars. You guys had stars, too. You had 4 guys that could really score the ball, and you all accepted your roles, even though you could have been the man in a lot of places.
Yeah, and that's how, that comes from playing AAU basketball. Daryl and I have known each other since we were little, and then coming and meeting Diallo during the summer, and, just unselfishness. Like, no one wanted credit. We just wanted to win games. And so, that was our identity as a team.
Well, and Bowens, you're only 6'3", but you were an above-the-rim player. I saw you catching lobs when I was in middle school. Like, these guys are amazing.
Yeah, hurting rim.
Yeah, and watching number 1 for this team, I was telling Diallo and Daryl, he's got a little bit of all of us in him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got my toughness. He's got the dribbling ability of Diallo. He's got the shooting of Daryl. It's like to see these guys grow up and to not only at my alma mater, but to see these guys succeed and go on to the next level. That's everything I wanted to see, which is why I came to this school with such tradition.
We're talking to the former All-American at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, former freshman All-American at the University of Michigan, and the former 5th-round draft pick of the Denver Broncos.
5th round, yeah.
Back in the 1999 draft.
99 draft.
How about that?
Came back from spring break.
Like it was yesterday.
Came back from spring break in Panama City, and all of our classmates were watching that draft, rooting for you.
That's good.
Absolutely.
We were amazed that it took to the 5th round. We thought you were going much higher than that.
Yeah, I was a young kid and didn't go to class like I should have at University of Michigan. I had to pay the price. But inevitably, I ended up where I wanted to go, and I stayed longer than I should have. So
how many years? Was it 12?
12 years and then 2 years coaching. So 14 total years, and now I'm retired.
What are you doing now, and where are you living?
I coached high school football in Miami till the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have asthma, I was a little worried, and so my wife and I made a decision just to walk away for a while, and then we found a property in Ohio that we liked, nice land, and so.
Are you pulling a Dave Chappelle?
It's close to Yellow Springs.
Is it really?
He's like 10 minutes south of me.
I like
but
it.
It's close. It's in Yellow Springs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dig it. Counted in a foul. No, they're going to wave it off. That's an offensive foul on Sherratt. He can't believe it either. Todd Covert's on the court, and here's another look stick.
You can tell that defensive player was moving just a little bit.
It should have been a no call. Basket good.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let the boys. But Christopher Howard for U of D has shot them back in this game in this 4th quarter. He has knocked down several three-pointers.
He's got a nice stroke, too. Tough kid. Tough kid. Got a
Leroy
nice stroke.
Blyden for 3. And here come the Cubs as promised. Not going anywhere. As we continue our visit with David Bowens, we'll let you get out of here after another question or so. What does this place, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, mean to you?
Everything to me. Coming from Pontiac, there weren't a lot of places for us to go. And this place was a sanctuary for me. Even though Pontiac's right down the street, I wanted to stay on campus. I wanted to prepare myself for college. The tradition here, the history. I still tell stories today that one day I did conditioning with the rowing team.
You and me both.
And that was it.
That was it.
But just the simple fact that we had a rowing team,
Right.
And so, this school gives you a lot of avenues to succeed, not only academically, but, they've got tons of sports and they've got a great reputation. This school will always be in my heart.
This is one of Orchard Lake St. Mary's finest ever. David Bowens, a good man and a proud Orchard Lake St. Mary's graduate in 1995, former state champion.
That's a huge compliment coming from you, Bush. I appreciate that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for swinging by. We're going to hang out afterwards, I hope.
Yes, we will.
All right, bro.
All right, thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
See you, Bowens. Guys. Thanks.
There he is. That's David Bowens. And we've got ourselves a ball game, 6-point lead right now. And it's been that 3-ball, as you mentioned, Stick, that's gotten the Cubs back in this thing. Pat Donnelly's helped lead that charge.
Yeah, they're now 9 of 26 from downtown, and it has been a barrage here in this fourth quarter. St. Mary's kind of slowed it down. We talked about them working the possessions, and it's kind of taken them out of their rhythm and let U of D shoot back in this.
Sherrod to lead it back the other way. The Eaglet lead in this game was as large as 16 points. Trey attacks, leans, ducks, scores.
And when the other team is on a streak, what's the answer? You go to Trey McKinney.
24 for McKinney. Eaglets by 8. Pass deflected. And that's over and back, but Savory deflected it.
That should not be an over and back.
I don't know about that one.
It definitely should not be an over and back. But the officials have had some questionable calls go against Orchard Lake St. Mary's in this quarter, and that's one that went St. Mary's way. But you can see Pat Donnelly with the Irish red face right there.
Yep. Well, we'll get a look at that in a moment. We got action right now. 2 minutes left. We got a ball game. Trey attacks, fades, long corner shot, good. Trey's got 26, and it's a 10-point Eaglet lead and a 4-0 run. Blyden with space, time, and he fills it. Leroy Blyden with a banger, and they're back within 7. And we've got a tackle. Dave Bowens would appreciate that. How about Xavier Johnson?
He's been physical with Trey all game. I told you, he literally pushed him right in front of an official earlier. So this is kind of on the officials. If you don't call that stuff early and you let it go, this is what's going to transpire at the end of the game.
Matt Lewis needs to sign Xavier Johnson up. I don't know if he plays football, but that was a good tackle. Here's a look at it.
You see Trey just trying to get by. And they've been physical with each other all game. You saw it on an inbound pass there, too, that they got pushed out of bounds.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 100 seconds left in this game. We've got a game. Don't you dare go anywhere. What a great night in the state of Michigan. Glad you're with us for the state's top game. Back after these.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Standings are tight. Tight standings. The Eaglets right now on top in first place. UAD behind them. And DeSales out of Ohio, St. Francis DeSales, who the Eaglets will play next week. St. John's Jesuit, who the Eaglets have already played. De La Salle, Brother Rice, Catholic Central, and Central Catholic. They're playing tonight. Catholic Central, Central Catholic, fittingly matching up.
And DeSales. It's almost like they have the same names, just a little bit different. Bizarro world.
We do have a final score. Brother Rice knocks off De La Salle. So Brother Rice 47, De La Salle 45. That stops a 4-game losing streak for Brother Rice. And they're not done yet either. This is a division up for grabs, but if St. Mary's gets this one stick, they got a couple games. That is kicked on the inbound entry attempt by Barnes. That'll be reset.
Yeah, that was almost a 5-second count. UAD is playing strong defense here in the fourth quarter.
Inbound to Trey, and the Eaglets will work their way up with Barnes riding that defender. And he'll go all the way to the hole, lay it up, score it, and the foul. Oh, Sherrod with a finish through contact.
And that's the benefit of having a Sherrod Barnes on your team. You know, we've talked about his growth on the offensive end, being able to break that press single-handedly and take it all the way to the rim for the hoop and the foul. That is a big play in this basketball game that was getting a little tight.
Not afraid to take the game into his own hands.
He has never been afraid of the big moment. We saw him hit some huge clutch free throws his freshman year.
5 of 5 in this game from the free throw line, says J-Mo. Free throws good, make it 6 of 6. Eaglets by 10, 90 seconds left. Eaglets trying to get their 10th win of the year. Count that in a foul. The Cubs say we can do a hoop and harm too. That's Leroy Blyden, and he's starting to catch fire in this fourth quarter stick.
And that's 5 on Savory, but Blyden's got 25 points in this game. He has been the guy that turned into the second half and has pretty much propelled UAD into this game, along with number 3, Howard. He's only got 9 points, but all 9 of them coming here in the fourth quarter.
Savory has to check out. The Eaglets have the luxury of having a couple of sixth men, Todd Covert calls them, Zip Hines and Mason Wisniewski.
An incredible game by Savory. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist.
Great numbers. Player hits the deck. That's Blyden. Bugsy in the corner gives it up, and Barnes cross court to Smith. Wisniewski wanted an alley-oop down there. He didn't get it. Eaglets by 7. Trey, kick. Smith, rack, lay in, good.
And you love that take by Smith. He hasn't had a very big offensive game, but he could have easily shot that three-pointer. Speaking of shooting three-pointers, this kid won't miss tonight. That is his 32nd point of the game.
Leroy Blyden with a big shot, his 5th triple of the night. He's 50% from downtown. And it's a 6-point game with 51.5 seconds left. We're not going anywhere. Stay right here.
And that's why I was surprised St. Mary's went so fast on that offensive possession the last time down the court. You know, you expect them with no shot clock at the high school level to just milk it. But they went early. They got an easy shot. But UAD comes back down and gets 3 points to St. Mary's 2.
You won't want to miss tomorrow's action. We've got 7 games for you, starting at 10:15. Evan Stockton and I will have the call. It'll be Wyoming Lee High School against Benton Harbor. I don't even know where Wyoming Lee is. Are they even in the state of Michigan?
I'm assuming. Is it Wyoming, Michigan?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Wyoming, Michigan.
Yeah,
okay,
that's on the west side of the state.
Austin Sonnenberg's been all over this tournament all week. He knows all 14 teams in depth. But a great lineup it is. Neither one of these teams is in it. A lot of these teams are playing tonight and then going to play again tomorrow.
And that is a fun tournament. We've had the pleasure of calling it the last couple years. Great press.
Smythe with a throw ahead to Zip Hines, and that's a fabulous call and execution. And a great feed from Bugsy. Pull up Blyden 3, got it. Get out of here.
And I don't know why you would give this guy any space shooting that three-pointer.
5-point game, 32 points for Blyden. who's showing out tonight in Orchard Lake. The second half numbers even more impressive for Blyden.
Yeah, Blyden only had 6 points in the first half, and now he's got 26 here in the second half for a combined 32. And honestly, he's gotten hot and he has kept the team in it. And if you're St. Mary's, let him drive. Let him go for the 2-pointer, because those 3-pointers are what are keeping him in the game.
Stick around after the game. We'll have the G of the game. We've got new hats fresh off the presses.
Heyo. Beautiful. You gotta love seeing the prep gear too in the crowd. A bunch of the students wearing it.
Thank you, Boss Ross. Free throw, no dice for the Eaglets.
That's a big miss too. He had a chance to push it to a 3-possession game with both makes.
Now he'll try to make it a full 2 possessions with the make here.
And that's where the 1-and-1 is very interesting that it's gone.
Sherrod was 17. Eaglets by 6, 27 seconds left. This man has been a bad man tonight. Leroy Blyden again? No. Cubs thought he got fouled on the shot, no call, and Pat Donnelly just with a stare.
Yeah, I didn't think there was much contact on that. Pat Donnelly is upset, but you got to hand it to his team. I mean, they were down 16 points in this game. I didn't really see any contact on that, unless you wanted to discuss the landing spot. Because you got to give the player a place to land safely.
Trey looking for .27. He'll get it there. He's got 14 rebounds and 5 assists to go with it. There's a look at Todd Covert, proud 92 graduate. Orchard Lake St. Mary's. He's got these Eaglets playing maybe the best ball in the state. They will take on East Lansing coming up in what should be a showcase game to remember on the 3rd of February. Blyden for 3. It's blocked or an air ball. It's an air ball out of bounds. So a wonderful night for Blyden. And with time running out, that could do it. 8-point game, and Pat Donnelly will call off the Dogs. Zip Hines with a dribbling clinic. Daniel Smythe with a classy dribble out. And the Eaglets have won tonight for the 10th time in 2024.
Woo, what a game tonight, Chad. This was a fun basketball game. Literally from the first tip to the 4th quarter, this was a great game.
Yes, sir. Friday night in the Catholic League Central Division. This time the Eaglets get it. The Cubs won the first matchup by 5. The Eaglets win the second by 8. Stick an eye. We'll have the G of the game. We'll have highlights, stats, and much, much more coming up from Dabrowski Fieldhouse. Thanks for watching tonight. The Preps coverage of high school basketball, the great state of Michigan. Eaglets win it by 8. We're back after this.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with the simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Everywhere you look this time of year, people are running, and that's a great thing because running is an excellent exercise, especially for your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems. But the question is, are you running a safe running program? All too often, people are hobbled by things like shin splints and patellar tendonitis. But luckily, simple things like stretching and warm-up, the right running shoes, and realistic weekly mileages can keep you in your running game. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
My time to shine. It's what's over. Got it! Splash! And that will put some gauze on it.
They were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Welcome back to Dabrowski Fieldhouse. Orchard Lake St. Mary's victorious tonight by 8 over UAD. They avenge a loss by 5 points earlier this year. Trey McKinney, our G of the game. Ho-hum, another hat for you. At least it's a new style. We just came out with them today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How about this one? This was a game that you guys, of course, had revenge on your minds, I can imagine. What was the mindset coming into this game, and were you guys as amped up as you thought you would be coming in?
Yeah, we needed this to feel at least like kind of satisfied. I mean, we played terrible at UAD, and we lost by 5, so we knew we just had to come in with a hungry mentality, and that's what we did.
The big boy got going in this one, and I think this team obviously better when Jaden Savory contributes the way he did offensively. What's it like playing with a guy like Savory when he has that kind of offensive effectiveness?
Yeah, I mean, he's a mismatch problem. I don't feel like anybody in the Catholic League can guard him 3 through 5. He's a mismatch problem.
You know, I was saying during the broadcast, normally I see you come out, you always do your thing. Tonight it felt like you were having a personal one-on-one battle with a number 1 from U of D. Got a little physical between you two. I saw him shove you in front of the official. It didn't get called a tech. Played out a little bit more later in the game. Did that amp you up a little bit more than normal, or you just kind of stayed poised?
Yeah, I mean, when we played at UAD, I didn't really do a good job on him, so I just came in with a hungry mentality. I've been in the gym just playing with good intensity, and I got the job done today, so I'm just happy.
You certainly did.
What's next for this team? You got East Lansing coming up down the line. What's the mindset as you got a couple tough opponents, of course, in the Central Division ahead for you?
The second half of the Catholic League season is always the hardest. So, just preparing, getting new plays and stuff like that because people are watching film. But just staying hungry and staying with a mentality, even though we have like a really good record right now, just staying hungry for the main goal, and that's the state championship.
How about the rebounding numbers tonight?
14 total rebounds on the night. You were getting physical down there.
Yeah, I had to. I had to.
I love to see it. Yeah, you and Savory, he had an incredible bounce pass to you when you were streaking down the court to get it wide open. Then he turned and waved to the crowd. So you guys were a little bit more intense this game than I've seen in the past. But speaking of that, you had a one-on-one against number 10 from their team. You had a nice take. You were going for the slam to take down the entire building. What was going through your head in that possession?
I lost my legs on that one. I think
you got fouled.
Yeah, I got fouled, but I should have got it.
All right, Trey, thanks so much. Congratulations. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Trey. Great game.
Best of luck down the line. We'll see you next week. There he is, Trey McKinney joining us. Another G of the game for him. The Eaglets win it tonight by a final score of 76-68 behind 28 Trey McKinney points, 20 from Jaden Savory, 17 from Sherrod Barnes. The Eaglets shoot 60% for the game. And Stick, it was high percentage shots for the most part and getting high percentage finishes at the rim from a multitude of players.
Yeah, St. Mary's had some trouble inside early making those bunnies, but then UAD, I mean, you just talk about them that second half, 10 of 21 for downtown. That's what was able to keep them in the game. But St. Mary's was able to pull it out in the end. And a big victory over UAD and a packed house here at Orchard Lake.
It was a great effort from Leroy Blyden, 32 points.
Unreal.
For the junior tonight. He was special, 6 triples in the game.
His mom was going nuts in the stands, too. She was great to watch.
Was she?
Yep.
All right. 17 for Xavier Johnson. Had a hot first half. And the Cubs end up shooting 10 of 21, as Stick said, in that second half. Not enough. The Eaglets win it by 8, get revenge for their only loss and blemish on their record. For my partner, Sam Stick Day, my name's Chad Bush. Want to thank our hardworking crew. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Austin Sonnenberg on graphics. Evan Westfall on replay. Corey Easterling on audio. The rookie on audio, the veteran on camera. It doesn't matter. Multi-versatile. The boss Ross on camera 2. Fish, ever steady on camera 1.
Fish!
And how about Chris Armani Rose, a guy I'll see bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 5 a.m., and we look forward to seeing him. Great work by Chris, working that camera 3 on the floor all night.
Pat the road tripping?
Oh, we're road tripping together.
Awesome.
Yep. Sonnenberg, Rose, and Bush all together. How about Pat the Stat on statistics? Jamie Janssen as well. Hard-working crew. Also want to thank Anthony Colombo, our social media director. Carsey Walker on graphics. Amelia Zarnick, Miriam Zarnick tonight, and Sophie Borowski, our interns, working hard behind the scenes. We appreciate all of it. For my partner, Sam Stick Day, my name's Chad Bush, saying so long from Orchard Lake, where once again, your final score tonight, the Eaglets win it to get revenge against an earlier loss to the Cubs by a score of 76-68. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.